After 10 years in practice, here are some of my most memorable patients. So around 10 years ago, we had a patient who was coming in and he was having some neck stiffness and some symptoms going down to his arm. Went through our normal process, a consultation, going through testing. We found that some issues going on. We started care and he was doing very well. This story, to be honest, is not about him. This is about his daughter. After things were going well for him, he asked, "Oh, do you see headaches or migraines?" And we said, "Yes, it is something that we commonly see here in the practice." And he asked if he can bring in his daughter. So he brought in his daughter, and his daughter would experience these extreme headaches or migraines. But it was a very strange consultation. His daughter was around 19 years old. She didn't say anything during the consultation. Her father was doing all of the talking. And I couldn't tell, if maybe she's shy, maybe there's something else going on with them. English for her was not her first language, so maybe there was other language factors, but it all seemed like things were just a bit off. It didn't seem like there was any kind of problem with them. It just seemed like something wasn't quite right with this particular case. Went through a normal consultation, went through the physical tests and found some issues going on. We sent for x-rays because she had had some accidents previously as well. And the next time they came in at the next appointment, we went through the case, explained what's going on, and we started care. To this day, I have never seen somebody cry as much as she did. We were doing her first adjustment after we explained through the case. I was very gentle with her because she was quite slim, she was very thin. And as soon as we did the first adjustment, she just bawled her eyes out. She started crying profusely. Literally the whole of the headpiece, if anyone's been to a chiropractor, that part where you put your face, all of it was wet to the point there was tears dripping onto the floor. Obviously, she was very traumatized by what was happening. It was something where maybe she wasn't ready for it. Maybe her parents hadn't explained as much as what was going on. And after that, her father was talking with our team and he revealed to us that they suspected that his daughter may have some level of autism. This is something which, of course, we could guess, but we would never want to assume for any particular person. And it's something that then made more sense about why she was being so affected, because someone who's outside of her family, someone she doesn't know or potentially trust, having her hands on her can be more scary. So we didn't see her for a few weeks. Her father was still coming in, and eventually he managed to talk to her and coerce her to come back in and get checked because she was still experiencing these headaches and these migraines. So when she did come back in, even though I was very gentle the first time we adjusted her, I was extremely gentle adjusting her afterwards. She was around 18, 19 years old. I was adjusting her like she was 5, 6 years old. And we took things very slow. Over time, things were doing okay. She still wasn't talking. She was still very quiet, even with her family. But over time, we could start to see that maybe her posture was getting a bit better. We start to see that she looked a little bit looser, a little more relaxed. And it's about, I want to say nearly 2 months into care, there was a day where she came in on her own without her parents or her brother and sister being there. Because usually they would come in as a family and they would come in at the same time. However, this time, even though they were all scheduled for their appointments at the same time, her and her father, she just came in and she sat on her own. And she's never talked to me at this point. She never said anything. I figured, okay, I'll take a risk, I'll see what happens. And I said to her, "Oh, where is Dad?" And she looked at me very, very quietly. She said, "He's coming." And I talked to her dad afterwards. And I'm not saying, and I don't think anyone should say that they are fixing or treating or curing autism, anything like that at all. But one thing that I talked to her father about and he noted was that she seemed like she was now more confident. She was now feeling more comfortable when she was going outside, where there's areas where there were strangers, or even to talk to people she doesn't know. And like I said, I'm not saying that chiropractic or myself or anyone else can treat autism. I don't think that's a fair thing to assume. But if there are problems going on with the body, whether it's symptoms, whether it's pain, discomfort, that can then make it difficult to do things normally. So if you're somebody who's maybe already shy or going through other kind of changes in the body, it can just intensify those issues. In the same way that if if I was an irritable person and I had sunburn, it won't make me less irritable, it's going to make me more irritable. So the same thing, if someone is already more naturally quiet and not comfortable around other people and they're experiencing symptoms, that can intensify and make that worse. And again, I cannot say that we treat autism or anything along those lines, but it's a pattern that we've seen with other patients as well, that when the body is functioning better, there can just be a bit more confidence, a bit more ease, a bit more calm, and then life can be a bit easier for these people, whether it's dealing with the symptoms or just dealing with other people in the public. If headaches or migraines are something you've experienced, drop us a comment down below, or you can always contact us and we can arrange a discovery call to see if we can help.